I don't really see him as a whole lot different, but it's just fun to spend time with him, do whatever I can with him.
Different has become the new normal for Nick Cappillo. That different happened when his life changed during a routine day of off-season workouts for cross country.
We were actually at the wellness center lifting, and he complained of pain in his arm, and we just thought it was some soreness, muscle soreness.
At first, there wasn't really any reason to believe it was anything more than a pulled muscle. Just woke up one day, thought maybe I slept on it wrong, and for like a week or two, I thought it was just a pulled muscle.
And things kept getting worse. So I made an appointment at Spectrum, and as soon as they did the x-ray, they said, we were there 5 minutes. They said, there's a mass in his arm.
Nick was diagnosed with osteosarcoma, or bone cancer. While the diagnosis was difficult for Nick and his family, giving up was never an option.
It took a few days to register. I don't know, it just kind of went on, and then a few days later, it's just like, wow, I have cancer. It got pretty hard, and it sucked. It really did, but I never really thought about giving up. I had a lot of people to fight for.
Nick went through several rounds of chemo treatments, which left him unable to do the things he loved, including running cross country, but he never gave up. Determined to return to running, Nick competed in his home team's meet just days after receiving a chemo treatment.
His first meet was actually during his chemo treatment. After he had chemo treatment for a whole year, he actually wanted to run in the home invitational. Actually, he had chemo that week treatment, so he still wanted to compete in that and just be a part of the team still that week. So he ran that and finished the race, and it was probably one of the as a coach emotional things seeing him finish after he's had cancer at the home meet. So everybody was cheering for him. I don't think there's a dry eye as he was finishing that.
I pretty much walked the whole thing. I ran very little, and it was honestly pretty hard just walking.
After nearly 9 months battling cancer, Nick received some good news. His scans came back clear.
Pretty much, it's almost too good to be true. It's finally over, and I can get back to a normal life.
Nick was finally able to fully return to running cross country his senior season.
I ran just about every meet.
How did you do? How did that go?
I didn't do as good as I did before, but I was actually getting pretty good, back into shape and stuff.
Just as Nick's life had began to return to normal, the cancer returned.
The second time, I handled it much, much better. I was at his scans with Nick, and I knew what was going on, and I waited until I got home so I could have a nice talk with him and did it before. I did it a little bit better the second time around. That's not normally news you want to hear while you're at work.
Pretty much the same as the first time. It took a few days to register, and then it's everything went so fast, I just didn't have time to process it. You can't really be ready for that. You just kind of just have to go with it.
Were you afraid to do this again, go through the whole process again?
Oh yeah, it's terrifying, and this one's even worse than the last time, so yeah, I was terrified. I still am.
In October of 2018, due to the state in which the cancer had returned, Nick would have to have his left arm amputated before beginning chemo treatments once again, but not even an amputation would stop Nick's fight.
I asked him when I was getting ready to leave if there's anything he wanted to tell his brother or his sister. He said, yeah, tell Jaden I can still beat him up with one arm.
Everything I do, from getting dressed, just buttoning a coat, zippers on anything, tying my shoes, everything's a lot different. I do, for all of my game systems, have a one-handed controller, so I'm getting pretty good at that. It's just changed a lot. I'm adapting pretty well, though.
While Nick's journey has certainly been tough for him, he remains determined to keep fighting and to stay positive.
It's been really overwhelming experience, I guess, but Nick has been positive all the way through. I mean, you never noted that he has cancer because he's been positive and uplifting the whole time.
One thing is for certain, Nick and his family have never been alone in this fight.
The community is we are so lucky to live here. Like it blows my mind every time. I mean, people have put money in their lunch accounts, and a lot of it's been anonymous. I have no idea who has done it, but obviously there's an awful lot of people around here who care.
The community is a big help. Like the school there, doing the Spirit Week for me, and just everyone's always checking up. Like now that I've lost an arm, there's always people all the time asking if I need help with anything, and they care. And a lot of people are like at Canton South donating, and everyone cares, and it means a lot.
Nick still has a long road ahead of him, but knows one thing for sure.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.